Today's Pack a Punch broadcast is presented by Vesta Nutra, where we can help make sure all your supplements pack a punch.
Welcome, listeners. This is Pack a Punch podcast here at Vesta Central. I'm Richard Pinner, and I'm the Client Relationship Manager here at Vesta, and I'm here with our Operations and Marketing Manager, Val Saum.
Hello. It's great to be here. This is exciting. Our first Pack a Punch podcast. And you have to say that 5 times really fast. Podcast. It's hard to do.
Folks, this is not a reverb, it's real. Podcast. But welcome. We like to have a wonderful little laugh early in the morning. But you know, it's a serious time in climate we're in right now. It's COVID-19.
Yes.
You know, it's a pandemic thing going down, and it's changed the habits of America. I mean, we're looking at statistics that read some staggering things. 43% of the supplement users have changed their supplement routine since the pandemic began, and wow, 91% of those users reporting an increase in their supplement intake. You got 46% including adding new supplements to their existing routine, and 25% of them taking same supplements but more regularly. And the other one is 22% are increasing doses. These numbers are very indicative of a changing climate in the actual supplement nutraceutical community. Overall, it's changed a lot of things, not only in the fact that people are taking more, but they're opening the doors to many new and what I might call immunity-driven, products. Before it was vitamin C, B,
right.
A. It's like, okay, take the standard multivitamin, and it cures everything. And I don't know, Val, what do you think?
Well, I think that it's interesting. My mom always was a big supplement user, and I think she passed that down to me. So I've always, been the one to take a lot of vitamin C, and I've been open to taking a lot of supplements. I found it very interesting that this same article talked about more than 3/4 of Americans take dietary supplements. I found that super interesting because so many times I hear people talk about how, the holistic medicine is a little spooky, and it kind of has a bad reputation overall, supplements, and that's the way I understood it. But this article said that more than 3/4 of Americans are taking supplements. So that was encouraging for me, and it makes a lot of sense because here at Vesta, our business has experienced growth actually since the pandemic with immunity ingredients and things like that. And so that's just very encouraging that people are taking these things seriously and, not just passing them off as something goofy, that doesn't really work. I mean, I think probably in some cases they've been taking the cheap versions.
Oh, yeah.
And some of those cheap versions, that are mixed with a lot of fillers and stuff like that, and maybe don't use the best ingredients. That's probably why supplements have a bad reputation. But if you're taking the good stuff,
which we've got,
the pure, good, real, true ingredients.
We're talking the real McCoy here,
right? Yeah. Then they work, and so I think that explains why Americans are taking it so seriously. I know for me, I had COVID back in March when it first started.
Whoa!
Yeah, and
COVID survivor here, folks.
That's right, that's me.
COVID survivor.
I didn't have a very serious. Thank God, I didn't have a very serious, version of it. It was pretty mild for me.
So how long were you down?
I was down about probably 6 to 8 days. I felt a lot of fatigue. I didn't get a lot of, the serious stuff, but it came in phases. I had about 4 days of fatigue. I had a little bit of coughing, not much. And then I felt the breathing restriction towards the end for about 3 or 4 days.
You never went on a respirator or anything, right?
No. I never even felt panicked enough to go to the hospital or anything like that.
Okay.
So,
what do you attribute that to?
Well, it's funny because I had been taking beta-glucan, and I'd even been taking fucoidan before that, just because I knew that these were good things that build the cell wall. They're great for your immune system, and so I had just been taking them anyway. So I attribute it to supplements and God.
But you know what? Supplements and God work.
That's right.
And the supplement, the whole thing about supplements, period. Our business model has been supplements, nutraceuticals, and in the next, I think, 6 months, you're going to see an incredible increase in the market. Right now, our numbers are almost up 25% because the pandemic has set a climate of fear And unfortunately, fear drives people to do many things, but it's made people take a stronger look at supplements and nutraceuticals as a viable alternative from most of your traditional over-the-counter drugs that we have versus a prescription drug. I think supplements have taken a new position in the marketplace.
Right.
I mean, immunity products especially, like beta-glucan, like SAMe, like Fucoidan,
Right.
they've taken a whole new perspective and a whole new position, niche in the industry. I mean, our sales are very, very positive and growing
Right.
as this pandemic still stays and lingers with us.
Yes. True.
So it's a scenario that I don't think see changing. What about you?
I don't either. Yeah, and actually, my routine has changed a little bit because the one thing that COVID did to me that I want to punch it in the face for
And like a pack of punch, pop, 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 pop.
is I still don't have all of my taste or my smell back, and that is driving me crazy. And so I've started taking zinc, and I've also started taking my fish oil pills.
Okay.
And slowly but surely, very, very slowly, I'm getting a little bit of taste back, a little bit of smell back, but that's a pain in the neck, I'll just tell you that.
Oh, believe me, if I don't taste my food, it's ugly. I'll still eat it, but it's just not as exciting.
That's right.
I liked it. That's smacking delicious. So I can only imagine what it's like just to taste almost a little bit, but not all of it. That's
Yeah.
what they say. COVID impacts your tasting
Right.
and the sense of smell. So I mean, it's interesting that you're recovering, but it's still a slow cycle.
Right.
But you're still on that supplement regimen that's trying to enhance and bring you back.
That's right. And depending on who you are and what your experience with COVID has been, a lot of people are experiencing some heart issues and a lot of things that you wouldn't think came from COVID. But, it's supposedly affects your brain. There's been like mini strokes that have happened with COVID patients. And so even some of the ingredients like MK7 or nattokinase, vitamin K2, those kind of things, even, those are great supplements in the aftermath of COVID, just to make sure that everything's working right, your blood's flowing right, that your arteries are clear, just making sure everything's working right. And so COVID makes you just want to slap it around.
This is a once in a century scenario. I mean, pandemic, epidemic, on this level, global. Hopefully, we don't ever experience this again in the next 100 years, or maybe never if we're lucky.
Right.
It's incredible, and I say that it's changed the course of America and the world's behavior,
Right.
and how they perceive healthcare.
Right. And I'm excited because for people who don't have health care, supplements are a great way to improve your health, maintain your health, keep all your things running right, because we're supposed to be getting our nutrition from food, but so much of our food these days is processed and everything. That's the beauty of the supplements, is that we're feeding our body what it actually needs through supplements. And so if you can't get insurance because it's so expensive, then a great way to help that is by taking supplements, and it's a much more inexpensive way.
Oh yeah, talking cost, and that's another reason to say, hey, let's just slip into something that really makes sense as we go into the new dimensions of how we handle things. How are companies addressing these? What are companies doing to complement this whole new transition and illness and the pandemic and the spread of the preventative formats that are going to make a difference and help our community survive? What kind of products are being supported? What kind of products are coming into the new marketplace? We are looking at a whole new level of different things, from a over-the-counter and even from a actual pharmaceutical scenario. Companies are trying to jump in and fit the niche that says, how do we set up an immunity thing, or how can we set up preventative things, or what are the curative factors out there? So as we are positioned, our beta-glucan 1,3-D, which is probably one of the best in the industry, has taken a huge boost. I mean, it's just springboarded into one of our best sellers.
Yes.
And it's an prime immunity format that's going to help build your immunity system.
That's right.
I mean, your experience with beta-glucan was what, you took that before?
Yes, I did before that, and you can take a therapeutical dose or you can take a maintenance dose. Vesta Ingredients sells the beta-glucan 1,3-D, which is a stronger strain because the most common forms are 1,4 or 1,6. And sometimes they'll even mix the 1,3 and the 1,6. But 1,3 is the strongest strain, the most effective for your immune system. Beta-glucan has millions of benefits. If you ever just Google, the benefits of beta-glucan, they go on and on for your heart, for your skin, for your blood sugar. It just goes for, you think it's too good to be true, but that's, to me,
I've heard it's a multifaceted, like a wonder drug in a lot of respects, from immunity to just overall health. Your whole, like I would say, from a holistic standpoint, it gives you cardiovascular, your immunity, your skin, but it does a lot of fantastic things. And it is, what I say, one of the most popular right now supplements in the world.
Yes.
And it's just one of many. I mean, Fucoidan, another super supplements, taking a new stand and gotten a new audience because of this pandemic scenario.
Right.
Again, building immunity.
Yes.
So I'm thinking immunity, priority one.
Right.
Companies positioning themselves, lining up to address this new market niche. And it's a changing climate. I mean, I want to think that as Vesta, we've been in the position for quite some time. And it wasn't that we had to reconfigure ourselves. We were already there.
Right.
And unfortunately, we've got some of the best quality gold standard products in the industry coming from sources all over the globe and meeting and matching the needs of America.
And the diversity of those customers too. Some people are putting beta-glucan is a great food ingredient. It's not just for a capsule or a tablet. It can go right into food. It goes into a lot of animal feed, actually.
We have some issues where we're doing beta-glucan and a lot of agricultural and animal feed scenarios.
Yes. Fucoidan is great for even liquid. If you wanted to make a drink out of it, it's great for that and food. So a lot of our ingredients go beyond just a capsule or a tablet. They can go into actual food items. So that's pretty cool. We've got some really, really good ingredients that, they're not just cheap, junk things. They're really high quality things. And we've got documentation to prove that.
Yeah, the white papers and the clinical studies. I mean, but overall, as a company, we like I say, we are very heavy on testing, do the gold standard, and those are key elements that distinguishes many companies that are trying to get in the industry. They can't complement that because they don't take that extra step to prove, filter, and deliver the best product possible. Whereas as Vesta, we've always done that for 27 years, and we're going to continue to do that to meet the demands of a demanding market with the quality product.
Right.
So in closing, I would think that you as a survivor, what do you feel in regards to supplements? What's your statement to the world?
My statement to the world is just keep taking your supplements. Find something good. Take a lot of vitamin C. I hear you just don't hear enough good about vitamin C. It's just an amazing vitamin. And vitamin D, all these things, it's not a joke. God put them there for a reason.
And I say, it sounds like an old cliche. Vitamin C always gets you back into plan.
Right.
Put your body back in sync. It helps you
Yes.
build the necessary, fine-tunes your body, so to speak, for the cellular development.
Right.
From a synaptic scenario in your brain. Get you back into peak.
Yeah.
But I think today's conversation about COVID not only touches on just generic vitamins, but on some of those immunity things that I think are going to be a standard and going to be a big deal. So our listeners today, I say, go out and do your homework and then, get back with us because we'll be doing Pack a Punch
That's right.
soon again.
And I think it's really neat to be a part of this community that provides this. We're business to business here at Vesta, but if you can get to where the consumer is, we're helping those people, and the opportunity to get to help people in that way is really, it gives you so much purpose and meaning in life. And I think that's important when we can consider how we're helping people. It's not just words. It's not just a mission statement up on our wall, but we're really helping people, and the people that manufacture with our ingredients, they're helping people. And that's just a very special, wonderful place to be when you know that you're improving people's lives,
Well, it's a simple statement. Giving is living, and we at Vesta believe we give so we can all live.
That's right. That's exactly right.
You've been listening to the Pack a Punch broadcast, presented by Vesta Nutra. If you like what you heard here today, please go online and like, share, and subscribe.